The Pacers' offensive game plan in Game 1 was clear: use the Cavs' biggest strength against them. Specifically, they targeted this year's Defensive Player of the Year, Evan Mobley, not by avoiding his rim protection, but by turning it into a liability. Here's what I mean. Watch this play. TJ McConnell isolates Jerome at the top. He attacks off the dribble and drives straight into the paint. During the regular season, the Cavs relied heavily on Mobley as their primary help defender at the rim. So naturally, Mobley steps in to contest. But Mobley ended up staying in the paint just a bit too long. Instead of recovering to his man, Obi Toppin, Mobley lingers, expecting to snuff out the drive. That gives McConnell the opportunity to fire a pass out to Obi. As the defense scrambles, Hunter is forced to rotate to help, leaving Mathurin wide open on the wing to hit a clean, uncontested three. This possession is a masterclass in exploiting defensive tendencies. Despite just 8 seconds left on the shot clock, McConnell doesn't panic. He doesn't force a reset to Siakam or Nembhard. Why? Because he knows exactly what he's doing. Just based off the Pacers' scouting reports, McConnell would have clearly known that Jerome was among the worst ISO defenders in the league during the regular season, giving up a staggering 1.24 points per possession. That ranked him in the bottom 5% for ISO defense. And so McConnell didn't hesitate. He saw the mismatch, attacked, and forced the Cavs' defense into a chain reaction they couldn't recover from. Now, here's another reason why this possession was so brilliant. By getting deep into the paint, McConnell forced Mobley to temporarily abandon his primary assignment and slide over to help Jerome, cutting off the drive and positioning himself to contest at the rim, just in case McConnell looked to go up for the shot. But McConnell read the situation perfectly. He quickly fired a smart pass to Obi, who was lurking near the dunker's spot. The last thing McConnell wanted was to challenge one of the league's top 5 shot blockers and risk getting his layup sent into the stands. And once Obi caught the ball, he didn't waver. As soon as he saw Hunter rotate toward him, he immediately kicked it out to Mathurin, who was left wide open beyond the arc. Every small detail in this sequence stacked up to create a textbook possession. They attacked one of the weakest ISO defenders in the league, drew help from one of the best rim protectors, forced a rotation from an elite perimeter defender, and then capitalized with a clean look from 3. Smart, simple basketball. And that was the story of this game for the Pacers. Time and time again, they targeted favorable matchups on the perimeter, collapsed the defense by driving into the paint, and repeatedly pulled Mobley away from his man to provide help at the rim. That constant pressure opened up a steady stream of kickout opportunities, many of which led to easy, wide-open threes. So far in these playoffs, no team has shot the 3-ball better than the Indiana Pacers, and Game 1 played a major role in elevating that mark. A big reason? Cleveland's defense. The Cavs have allowed the 4th most 3-point attempts this postseason. The only teams that gave up more, the Heat, Rockets, and Grizzlies, all of whom were sent home in the first round. A major issue for Cleveland is their lack of reliable point-of-attack defenders, particularly in the backcourt. This puts added pressure on Mobley to rotate over and cover gaps, often leaving his own man wide open, whether it's for a backdoor cut or a clean look from 3. And the Pacers exploited that over and over again in Game 1. With little to no defensive adjustments from the Cavs, Mobley finished the game with a brutal -20, the worst plus-minus of any player on the floor. But Indiana's attack wasn't just about spacing and shooting. The other Cavs big, Jarrett Allen, also found himself repeatedly targeted, especially by Haliburton. The Pacers hunted Allen relentlessly in pick and rolls and perimeter ISOs, and Haliburton took full advantage, often getting downhill with little resistance when matched up one-on-one against Allen outside the paint. This tactical focus of isolating Allen in space is something Haliburton and the Pacers will likely continue to hammer as the series progresses. If the Cavs keep allowing those switches, whether it's Haliburton or even Nembhard attacking mismatches, the next few games could start to look a whole lot like Game 1. And speaking of Nembhard, he's quickly building a reputation as a playoff riser. He delivered a standout performance with 23 points on a scorching 7 of 10 from the field and an even more impressive 5 of 6 from deep. This wasn't just a one-off hot night. Nembhard has a history of elevating his game when it matters most. Just last postseason, his per-36 scoring jumped from 13.3 in the regular season to 16.4 in the playoffs. But it wasn't just the scoring. He boosted his field goal percentage by over 6%, and his three-point shooting soared by more than 12%. That's a player who thrives under pressure. Fast forward to this year's playoffs, and the trend continues. He's upped his scoring again from 12.5 to 17.8 points per 36 minutes. But what really turns heads is the three-point shooting. He's gone from a shaky 29.1% in the regular season to a blistering 57.1% in the playoffs. That poor regular season percentage led the Cavs to gamble. They shaded off him, especially when he was camped on the weak side, helping aggressively toward the strong side. But Nembhard made them pay. He punished those gaps, splashing huge catch-and-shoot threes and even drilling tough, tightly contested pull-up threes, a clear sign of his growing confidence on the big stage. Now sure, shooting 5 of 6 from 3 isn't something anyone can sustain night in and night out, but given his consistent postseason improvement, the Pacers have every reason to believe Nembhard will continue to be a reliable shot maker in playoff moments. But it wasn't just his offense. Nembhard made his presence felt on the defensive end as well. His on-ball defense stood out, especially in one-on-one matchups against Mitchell. He didn't just contain Mitchell, he disrupted him. But where Nembhard really shined was in the pick and roll. He fought over screens, recovered quickly, and stayed glued to his man, making life difficult for Cleveland's primary ball handlers. And it wasn't just Nembhard, the Pacers as a unit were locked in defensively. Their execution on defending the pick and roll was textbook. Whether it was drop coverage or switching, particularly on guard-to-guard screens, they communicated, rotated, and consistently prevented the Cavs from finding rhythm. Indiana made it a priority to take away Cleveland's greatest weapon, their three-point shot. The Cavs, after all, were elite from beyond the arc during the regular season, ranking 4th in three-point attempts and 2nd in three-point percentage. But here's where the Pacers' preparation really stood out. They dug into the numbers and discovered that on tightly contested threes, where the closest defender is within 2 to 4 feet, Cleveland shot just 25.4%. That's the 6th worst mark in the league. So what did Indiana do? They sold out to guard the perimeter. They were willing to give up the 2 if it meant shutting down the 3. Just look at this play. Turner is pressing high on Jerome, and as Jerome drives to the basket, there is no help rotating from the wing. That's not a mistake. That's the Pacers' game plan in action. Now, heading into Game 2, all eyes will be on how the Cavs respond. A second straight loss at home would put them in a dangerous 0-2 hole before hitting the road. Definitely not where you want to be in a playoff series, especially as the higher seed. But with what we've seen in Game 1 and with Garland expected to return soon, this has all the makings of a must-watch series. As always, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the support, and I can't wait to break down more film with you next time.
Haliburton doing his dance. Crosses over, steps back, and